What's going on, good people? This one was dropped on the desk simply because I used to work at Bass Pro Shop. And now the Fat Electrician clearly has something to say about Bass Pro Shop. Now, that, as far as all the jobs I've ever worked in my life, Bass Pro Shop is in the top 5. And I'll tell you why on the other side. Let's check out what the Fat Electrician has to say first.
Nothing is normal. Absolutely nothing. Every time I start a video, I was like, this is a cool company. I'm sure completely normal things are happening there. Never happens, okay? Started working on a Cabela's video, found out that they're actually owned by Bass Pro Shop. Okay, I'm going to do a Bass Pro Shop video.
Yeah,
and
they
now
do.
There's Indian spiritual leaders and crystal skulls and pyramids and curses involved, and I don't even know what's going on. Today we're talking about the most American thing that has ever happened. That time that we took the world's 7th largest pyramid and turned it into a Bass Pro Shops. Okay, and just so we're all on the same page, it is not...
That's Tennessee. I don't even need him to tell me anything else about it. I know that one because I remember when they built it. The one I worked at here in Georgia was at Discovery Mills Mall, and it was the only one in the Southeast, and it was the largest one. And then they built that guy. Well, they bought it and built it.
Not the simple fact that America turned the world's 7th largest pyramid into a bait and tackle shop that's the most American thing ever. No, the most American thing is the story of how it happened because it reads like a redneck Indiana Jones script and it's absolutely insane, but we're gonna get to it right after a word from our sponsor.
DeleteMe.
Why are you dressed like that? Why do you have a Tech 9?
I'm going to the farmer's market.
Okay, that explains the outfit. Explain the Tech 9.
Muriel's getting on my turf again.
You look like you're going to go do a drive-by in a carriage. All right, here's the deal. Super simple, straightforward business.
She got beef on the Oregon Trail.
Business model, you give them money, they turn around and make sure the data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. What does that even mean? Okay, here's the entire internet and every free service on the planet inside of a nutshell. Okay, there's a saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. What that means is pretty much anything on the internet that you use, that's a service, whether that be Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it. Okay, it's all an app. So one of two things is happening. They're either going to feed you ads, and that's how that company makes money since their service is free, or they're going to collect your personal information, then turn around and sell it to data brokers on the internet, and then they're going to turn around and sell it to whoever buys it. And next thing you know, you're getting 17,000 robocalls every single day. And that's where DeleteMe comes in. They will look through all the major data brokers and find the ones that are selling your personal information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf, and then they are legally obligated to comply. And then they'll continue to monitor these data brokers, and if they get your information again, DeleteMe will submit an opt-out request again. Basically, you're paying DeleteMe to get rid of all the downsides of all of the free stuff on the internet, which I think is absolutely worth it. If you want to check them out, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, buckle up. Things are about to get weird. Alex Jones may or may not be involved. Regardless, our story begins in 1948 when Johnny Morris, the founder of Bass Pro Shops, is born.
Shout out to Mr.
He grows up as the son of a
Morris.
World War II veteran that after coming back home from the war opens up a liquor store. That goes well, so he opens up another liquor store soon. He's got an entire chain of regional liquor stores called Brown Derby. Why on earth did they call it that? I have no idea. So then why did I bring it up? Because it kind of sounds like a gay bar, and I think that's funny. Moving on. So Johnny spends his childhood...
Now, when I did start at Bass Pro Shop, they told us that story, but I don't remember why it was called Brown Derby. But that was a joke. It's like, it was a joke inside of Bass Pro Shop.
Growing up in Springfield, Missouri, his dad owns a chain of liquor stores in the Midwest. There's absolutely no way that guy's not making a ton of money. There's literally nothing to do in the Midwest other than drink and figure eight race, which, if we're being honest, is just racing with an intersection while you're half drunk anyways. Hell yeah. So Johnny presumably has a pretty good childhood because his dad is taking him on all these hunting trips. He's going bass fishing out at Lake of the Ozarks, and he ends up becoming this huge outdoors guy. He goes off to college where he, and I quote, majored in fishing.
You can do that?
Comes back home from college, doesn't really know what he wants to do, but he does know it's a humongous pain in the ass to find good fishing equipment because remember, this is like the 1970s. There is no Amazon. You can't get on the internet and buy all the fishing stuff. Okay, Bass Pro Shops doesn't exist yet. You got to know a guy that knows a guy that's making lures in his basement if you want to get good fishing tackle. So Johnny, fresh...
First of all, real quick, while we talking about fishing tackles, oh my gosh, fly fishing, for any one of you who is watching right now who goes fly fishing, oh my gosh, bruh. How did you even get into that? Because that is one of the most, that is like luxury fishing. There's levels to fishing, and fly fishing is at the top of it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're watching this video and you have no idea what fly fishing is, just Google some of the equipment required for fly fishing. Just the boots and the wading jacket, the wading thing. Just Google that. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Home from college where he just learned the laws of supply and demand. There's a huge demand for fishing stuff and there's a very low supply of it. Figures he's going to fill that gap and he's probably going to make some money doing it. So he takes out a $10,000 loan, rents a U-Haul, travels the entire United States making connections with local bait and tackle shops and buying up all of their inventory, and then brings it back to Springfield, Missouri and starts Bass Pro Shops in the back of one of his dad's liquor stores. Now remember what I said, there is no Amazon. You can't get online and order all your fancy bass fishing equipment. You got to know a guy that knows it.
I love Bass Pro Shop. Like, to this day, I love Bass Pro Shop. I don't know where my head is.
And pretty soon, Johnny Morris becomes that guy. His phone number is getting passed around the fishing community like wildfire. The next thing he knows, he's getting phone calls from other states all over the country, placing orders, and then he's mailing stuff to people. This goes on for about 2 years, and then after that, he realizes he has an enormous catalog of names, addresses, and phone numbers of all the big fishermen all over the United States of America. So he takes a risk. He prints out 10,000 Bass Pro Shops catalogs in 1974 and mails them to absolutely everybody with all of his products inside. This explodes into a humongous mail order business, which is basically the Amazon of its time. And as he continues to grow the business, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to start selling fishing boats out of my catalog too. But I'm not just going to sell the boat. I'm going to sell the boat with the motor and the trailer, all for one price.
Complete
One-stop
boats.
shop. You get everything.
That was one of the things that amazed me when I first worked there, is they have legit like a whole section of boats, and they're inside, and they have a whole like a yard in the back filled with boats, and they sell, bro. They sell.
Up until this point, if you wanted to buy a fishing boat, you had to go buy the boat, then you had to go buy the motor, then you had to figure out how to get a fucking trailer. It was a whole day-long event. Now you could just call up Johnny and have the boat delivered to you. It was perfect. His boats end up becoming the most popular boat in America and the most manufactured boat on the planet. Then in 1980, he realizes, like, you know what? I bet people would really appreciate a place where they could just drive their truck, pick up the boat on the trailer, be able to look at all the fishing lures, all the stuff I have for sale. I'm going to build an enormous retail place. He builds the world's first Bass Pro Shops outdoor world. It is 300,000 square feet. There's fish tanks. There's exotic animals stuffed all over the walls. It's not just a store. It's basically like a dead zoo, except the fish are alive.
They have a giant moose. That is the first time I saw just how big a moose truly is. The moose that they have at Bass Pro Shops at Discovery Mills Mall was real, and it is humongous. Check it out.
It's basically Willy Wonka's chocolate factory for rednecks, okay? People travel from hours and hours away to make their pilgrimage to Bass Pro Shops. Okay, I can't stress enough how big of a deal the first Bass Pro Shops was, okay? To this day, the Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri is considered the largest tourist attraction in the state of Missouri. This one singular store gets over 4 million customers a year, okay? That's like 11,000 people
with a
a
river
day
in it.
inside of this bait and tackle shop. Okay, and at this point, you're like, wow, that's a lot of people. No, that's a metric fuck ton of people going to buy fishing lures, okay? Disneyland gets 40,000 people a day. You've got 25% the business volume of Disneyland, and all you're doing is selling fishing equipment. Johnny Morris is literally the Walt Disney of rednecks at this point.
Yep.
How come you keep saying everybody that shops at Bass Pro Shops is a redneck? Don't do the whole I'm gonna get offended over literally nothing bit, okay?
Listen. Please don't do the whole I'm gonna get offended over nothing bit. Because, majority of the people that would come to Bass Pro Shop, I'm telling you, as the cashier who would work there and ring them up, yes, they are. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I never was exposed to that. So, like, my first week of working there, bro, when you think of redneck, the people you imagine drove down to Bass Pro Shop. And I mean, they are coming from the Appalachian Mountains down to Bass Pro Shop to come get equipment, gear, all of that. Dirty overalls, muddy boots, white beard with a little bit of yellow because he smokes all the time. And guess what, though? Guess what? They will pull out a black card. I lie to you not. I learned that in that moment, working at Bass Pro Shop, bro, seriously never judge anybody. Does not matter what they look like, bro. They come in droves. They are traveling and they will pull out that black card while they have their little spit cup with them, the Bass Pro Shop spit cup that they be, oh gosh. Those reward points, make sure you get your reward points. If you're part of Bass Pro Shop's reward clubs, make sure you get your points every time you go shopping. They definitely add up.
Hey, nobody cares, okay? At the end of the day, there's only two types of outdoor people, okay? There's Patagonia wearing outdoor people, and there's Bass Pro Shop outdoor people, okay? You've got outdoor people that want to save the environment. You've got outdoor people that want to eat the environment, okay? If you are the ones that want to eat the environment, sorry, you're a redneck. That's just how it goes.
I think we offended somebody out here.
That ain't funny, is it, sis?
Anyways, outdoor world, outrageously successful. So when you find something that works, you keep doing it. So he opens up another one and another one.
Another one.
And then another one. And next thing you know, he's got over 200 Bass Pro Shops, outdoor worlds, all over the country. So now at this point, Johnny Morris has built the business out wide, and the only place left to go is up and down. He vertically integrates the entire thing. So Johnny Morris figures, okay, well, who's upstream of me? I'm the middleman. I basically buy shit from a factory. I sell it in my store. I deliver it to the customer. Cool. I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to start buying all the factories that make the shit in my stores. He buys out the boat company that makes all these boats, which to this day is still the most popular boat in America and the company that makes the most boats in the world. He buys the company that manufactures the four-wheelers that he sells in his stores. He buys up anything and everything that he can, and then he makes that the Bass Pro brand. And in doing so, his brand...
When I tell you, hear me clearly, there is nothing that does not have a Bass Pro Shop tag on it. You can get furniture with Bass Pro Shop tags on it, bro. Any and everything redneck related. They even have cabins. I am not lying to you, bro. Bass Pro Shop is what McDonald's is to fast food, but on like a 10 times grander scale, because they are selling and buying everything. Oh man, their candy. Listen, we'll be here all day.
Brand is now absolutely everywhere. It's on boats, it's on ATVs, it's on clothing,
everywhere.
It's on dining room sets,
everywhere.
It's on fishing equipment. It's absolutely everywhere, to the point that everybody in America knows that brand. It's one of the most recognizable brands of all time. And in doing so, it's kind of polarizing, right? There's only two types of people in regards to Bass Pro Shop. There's people that like it and want to shop there, and those people are going to buy his merch and rep the company because they think it's awesome. And then there's people that want to make fun of the people that shop at Bass Pro Shop. And guess what they're going to do? They're also gonna buy his merch to wear it ironically in an attempt to make fun of those people. Either way.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Fat Electrician. I'm sorry. I keep pausing it, but bro, those hats, those Bass Pro Shop hats, they're like $5. You would have where the Bass Pro Shop is, you can park out there and walk through the Bass Pro Shop to get into the mall. So a lot of people would do that. And kids, they would get dropped off. It's a cool place to come and visit. Like, it's just a cool place to see and be in there. So people would come in, and that's the one thing they would buy is either candy or a hat or a t-shirt. And then they would do combos where they had like t-shirt hat combos, things like that, whatever. But typically those hats, those Bass Pro Shop hats, are usually worn ironically. Now, I wear mine because I actually love Bass Pro Shop, but I can't find it. I'm gonna have to get another one. I want a camo one now.
Johnny Morris is making money off of both ends selling his merch. It's absolutely brilliant. Not only is he conquering his own market, he's figured out a way to monetize the haters as well.
Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
So Johnny Morris has done it. He's vertically integrated everything. Like anything to do with fishing in America, he is inescapable. Like you gotta go through this guy if you want to be able to catch fish, essentially. So he's like, okay, well, I need to expand into related markets. What's related to fishing? hunting. Most people that fish hunt, vice versa. So there's another company,
So cool.
almost the same exact
Can't wait.
business
I want to
model
go
and
hunting
storyline
so
to him,
bad.
but it's the hunting version, and that's Cabela's. So he buys Cabela's out for $5 billion and combines the brands together. After acquiring Cabela's, there's only one more company that he's actually competing with, and that's Sportsman's Warehouse. So he goes to buy them out too, and he gets like all the way to the very end. They're about to sign the contract, and Bass Pro Shops is about to own Sportsman's Warehouse, and the government agency, the FTC, the Federal
Said
Trade
nope.
Commission, has to step in and stop the purchase of Sportsman's Warehouse.
He was literally creating a monopoly, guys. Like, when I tell you he had it on lock, that was the only competition, was Cabela's. And because Bass Pro Shop was located where it was in North Georgia, the closest Cabela's, I think, was in... Oh, man. The closest Cabela's, you would have had to go past Bass Pro Shop to get to the Cabela's. So a lot of people weren't doing that. And we used to hear the stories all the time. And you would see people when they pull their cards out, they pull their Bass Pro Shop card out, they have a Cabela's card too. But you're not going to make that drive when you have everything you need right here. And this was before they built the big pyramid one.
Federal Trade Commission has to step in and stop the purchase of Sportsman's Warehouse, because if he buys it, they're going to declare it a legal monopoly. He is not allowed to buy up any more of the competition.
This is the worst.
At this point, Johnny Morris has essentially won capitalism. The government has had to come in and say, no, you're way too good at selling fishing lures. You're not allowed to do this, because then you're literally going to be the only option in the entire country. We've got to stop you. Here's the gold star for winning capitalism. Great work. Enjoy being a billionaire. Have a nice day. So Johnny Morris was like, okay, the government stepped in, not allowed to get any bigger at doing what I'm already doing. So my only other option now is to either just call it a day and retire, or I can expand into a related market. And at that point, he realizes, like, okay, I'm going to do tourism. I'm already kind of in tourism already. I have the #1 tourist destination in Missouri, and my other stores are in the top 5 destinations in like...
There's a Bass Pro Shop with a lake inside of it, people. And I want to say it's the one with the pyramid. I'm not 100% sure. But I know for a fact there is one with a lake inside of it. Come on, bro. If that's just not something you got to see, bro.
8 other states. So he gets more into tourism. He starts opening up Bass Pro Shop resorts, golf courses. He has a fucking music festival. And then one day, the Memphis Pyramid comes up for sale. And I know what you're thinking. Why the fuck is there a pyramid in Memphis? Great question. Well, in the 1950s, there was this architect that wanted to make a big-ass pyramid. He actually wanted to make 3 pyramids, but it never got that far. He never got around to it in his life, but his son also became an architect. And in the 1980s, he resurrected the idea, got the funding, and built the 7th largest pyramid in the world on the Mississippi River in Memphis. Right out of the gate, the Memphis pyramid is extremely polarizing. You've got taxpayers that are like, I don't want you to take my tax money and build a giant fucking pyramid. No. And then there's other people that are like, fuck yeah, this is America, let's build a giant pyramid. And then you've got people coming out of left field like Alex Jones claiming that the people behind it are part of the occult and they're building a secret satanic worship temple or some shit.
These guys are...
Yes, they worship the Lord of Fishing. All hail the Lord of Fishing. Oh, and hunting too.
Admittedly into the occult. You can just look up their names. They're all over the local newspapers.
And originally, it was an event center. People were going to have basketball games there, boxing matches. Mike Tyson fought there. They were going to have concerts, all kinds of stuff. So they started building it in 1989. It finally opens up in 1991. And right before the Memphis Pyramid is about to open up, the maintenance crew goes up to the very top. And at the very top, there's a metal box welded at the top of the pyramid. And they're like, what the fuck is that? So they go, they get the project manager. They end up chipping away at this welding. They rip this box down. Inside this metal box is a smaller wooden box. So they pull that up, they open it, and there's like of just incense and perfume and shit that comes out. And inside of the box is a fucking crystal skull inside of a velvet cloth.
Bro, that had to be a construction joke. That had to be an inside joke, bro. Someone was laughing their butt off when they saw that. 100% they was laughing it off, bro. There's no way. A crystal skull at the top of the pyramid with incense wrapped in a cloth. Come on, man. That's
Don't worry,
comedy
it
gold.
gets weirder somehow. So they track down who put the crystal skull there, and somebody finally admits to doing it, and it is the founder of the Hard Rock Cafe and the House of Blues, Isaac Tigrit, because originally there was going to be a Hard Rock Cafe inside of the pyramid. Still raises the question, why the fuck are we putting crystal skulls at the top?
Because it's
like
hilarious,
Indiana
that's
Jones movie?
why.
Isaac Tigrit's reasoning was, I'm not making this up. I promise you, I can show you the interviews where he talks about it. When Isaac Tigrit was 27 years old, he was drunk driving his Porsche and crashed it, careening it off a 400-foot cliff. And as the car is rolling down the cliff, an Indian man appeared and held him through the crash, and he walks out of this car wreck. The car is just completely obliterated, and he walks out without so much as a scratch or a bruise.
He appeared instantly in this room. He picked me up and put me on a bed. He pulled my tongue out. I'm watching this from above. He places his hand on my chest and pushes on my chest, and the spirit went right back into my body.
A couple years later, he's in a bookstore and he sees the Indian man that held him through this car crash on the back of a book and finds out that it's his Indian spiritual leader named Sai Baba. So he goes to India multiple times, ends up giving this guy millions and millions of dollars, and becomes best buddies with this Indian spiritual leader, Sai Baba. And when Sai Baba finds out that they're building a massive pyramid in Memphis and they're putting a Hard Rock Cafe on the top, Sai Baba gives Isaac this crystal skull and gives him instructions on how to mount it at the very top because it's gonna please the cosmos or put out good vibes or some shit. So that's
What if Sai Baba was just a fan of Indiana Jones? What if he was just a fan of Indiana Jones and he thought it was gonna be a funny joke and he did it?
That's what Isaac Tigrit does. Then, fast forward, the maintenance guys find it, they take it down, they track Isaac Tigrit down, and Isaac Tigrit is like, you need to put it back up there or you're gonna disrupt the cosmos. At which point they're like, no, that's fucking weird. We're not doing that. Alex Jones is already breathing down our neck saying that we're some satanic cult.
Turn the friggin' frogs gay.
We're not mounting crystal skulls at the top of the fucking pyramid. So then people find out about this.
Gay
People start
frogs?
saying that now the pyramid is cursed, and it's starting to look like it's true because the first night it opens up for a concert, the sewage backs up and ruins the entire event. From here, it's just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing happening. One of the maintenance crew guys plummets to his death. People keep falling down the staircases because the stairs are too steep because they built a concert venue inside of a fucking pyramid. The seats are uncomfy because they made them too small, trying to cram as many people into this auditorium as possible. Again, because it's a pyramid, which is not a great shape to have a concert venue to begin with. Eventually, a bunch of musicians refused to even play that venue because apparently the acoustics inside of a pyramid aren't that great. The entire venue just becomes synonymous with not having a good time. It's a huge waste of taxpayer money. Memphis is actually losing money every single month keeping this place open, and the people in Memphis start referring to it as the Tomb of Doom. So by 2007, the entire venue is just shut down. Nobody wants to go there anymore, and now there's just a big, empty, haunted pyramid on the Mississippi River. And
That's around the time I was working at Bass Pro Shop. Just a little FYI. Like, I'm telling you, this was a big deal when this purchase happened.
Memphis, Tennessee. Cue Johnny Morris, the guy expanding his hospitality and resort business, and he's like, you know what? I could put a Bass Pro Shop in that motherfucker. It'd be awesome. At face value, it's funny. Why wouldn't you go to a giant pyramid to buy a fishing lure? That's hilarious. But we're also going to call it the Redneck Mecca. Why is that funny? Well, because Mecca is the holiest place in the Muslim faith, and every single Muslim on the planet is obligated to go there at least once in their life if they're physically and financially capable of doing so. We're going to quietly insinuate that every redneck in North America has a religious obligation to make a pilgrimage to Memphis so that they can buy a fishing lure from our pyramid.
He is not telling a joke. That is a real thing. It is a goal for people to go to Memphis just to go to the pyramid. You might not even go shopping, but you have to go and be in there. And the little Bass Pro Shop worker in me kind of still wants to go. When I went, I just drove past it. I was in Memphis for a video shoot. So we didn't stop, but if I ever go back, I'll definitely go back. And you guys can come with me. Oh my God, you guys can come with me.
Then we're going to put a 100-room resort at the bottom of it. We're going to have a bowling alley. There's going to be an indoor swamp, a shooting range. It's going to be fucking awesome. And it know what you're thinking. Why on earth would you want to put your retail business inside of a haunted pyramid? Because your customer base is rednecks. You want to know who doesn't give a shit about being haunted? Rednecks. If anything, it makes it better. You know what's more fun than being able to go to a pyramid to buy a fucking fishing lure? Being able to go to a pyramid, buy a fishing lure with the slight chance that you're going to get to shoot a ghost with a shotgun loaded with rock salt, okay? Okay, these are rowdy, fearless individuals. These are who Charlie Daniels was talking about, okay? If you told a story about any other demographic on the planet that started out with they made a deal with Satan, it would be a cautionary tale where this guy loses his soul. Not rednecks. Rednecks are gonna beat that motherfucker in a fiddle contest, win a golden fiddle because they can. So the pyramid being cursed, definitely not a downside. If anything, it's an upside. The only real downside, to be honest with you, is that, well, you're creating a tourist attraction for rednecks, and if they're staying overnight, they're probably going to get drunk and rowdy and get naked and take a cannonball into the fish tank.
Man made quite a splash at a Bass Pro Shop when he swam naked. Police say he crashed his car in the parking lot, took off all of his clothes, he jumped.
That looks like the Bass Pro Shop out here, actually. That looks... Is that?
Naked. Police say he crashed his car in the parking lot, took off all of his clothes, he jumped into the water yelling cannonball.
And then of course there's the cost, obviously buying the world's 7th largest pyramid that's on the river on prime real estate. It's going to be pretty expensive whether it's haunted or not. So Johnny Morris doesn't really know if it's going to be a good business idea. He definitely doesn't want to lose money, so he just kind of like sets it in the hands of God and lets him make the decision. He decides, you know what, I'm just going to schedule a fishing trip on the Mississippi River right near the pyramid, and I'm going to go fishing for catfish, and if I catch a really big catfish, that's going to be my sign that I'm going to buy this pyramid. And sure enough, Johnny Morris goes on this fishing trip and catches a 34-pound fucking catfish in the shadow of the pyramid. Okay, do you understand the significance of what I've just told you? This is the most...
That is a story that is told throughout Bass Pro Shop. Him catching that giant catfish, and the reason why it is open is told throughout Bass Pro Shop. I'm telling you, bro, if you know anybody that works there, ask them if they know that story. And if they don't, ask their manager if they know that story. But that is a story that is told, bro, because that is exactly what happened.
American thing that's ever happened, all right? A pyramid got built in Memphis. It's the 7th largest pyramid on the planet that people now think is haunted because some millionaire that opened up the Hard Rock Cafe was drunk driving his Porsche and had a vision that he was saved by an Indian spirit guide. So he had him place a crystal skull at the top, and then it was haunted and run out of business, and then it got brought back by some dude that became a billionaire by selling fishing lures out the ass end of a liquor store in Springfield, Missouri. So in conclusion, I guess I don't know. I don't know how I got here, to be honest with you. I guess if we could draw anything from this, pick whatever you want to do in life, even if it's something as simple as selling fishing lures, and get so outrageously good at it that you can then financially justify buying a haunted pyramid. 'Cause America, I guess.
Your devil worship fails. The hillbillies, the country boy can't survive. The John Deere hat wins. You lose, we win. Your little devil palace is falling down.
At this point, I'm convinced that there's no US-based company that does anything normal whatsoever. Coca-Cola's Confederate cocaine water, Waffle House is being used by FEMA to track natural disasters, and apparently Bass Pro Shop is an outdoor monopoly that's getting involved in investing in haunted pyramids.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's wrap this up. First of all, shout out to every Bass Pro Shop out there. If you shop at Bass Pro Shop, I appreciate you. If you love Bass Pro Shop, I appreciate you. If you've never been to Bass Pro Shop, bro, just go. Just go. You don't even have to buy anything. Just go. What you can buy, they sell chocolate-covered peanuts for like maybe $2. You can buy some of those or some beef jerky and a Gatorade and just walk around and just see. I'm talking about see everything you could see in there. My very first night of working at Bass Pro Shop, I will never forget this. I was training, I was cashier, and we were getting ready to close, and you know, they make the call. It's only a handful of people in the store. And this is the last person that comes to me, and he has 2 carts full of camo gear. Just coats, jackets, pants, overalls, boots, just camo gear. This man spends about $500 on camo gear, and I am in complete awe because I've never in my life, first of all, I'm in the South, I see camo all the time. I didn't know it was that much. He was buying like duck head gear. I want to say it was duck head. Oh my gosh. And he was just like, no, this is something I love. I love to do this, and I'm willing to invest into it, and that's what I do. And I love coming to Bass Pro Shop. That experience made me fall in love with working at Bass Pro Shop. I didn't leave until I found a better paying job, but I used to walk to work every day after school because I loved being at Bass Pro Shop. Legit, bro. Like, oh man, you would walk in and you see people climbing the rock wall, kids having fun. They'd have a training expo for fishers at the tank. The little NASCAR setup, they'd be doing something. You never know who might come up. He has a Bass Pro Shop NASCAR. Like, he's in NASCAR. He has the car. I remember when they brought it to the store. Bro, I got to drive a freaking, it was a Silverado truck that they had just came out with, and they were doing like a little show in front of Bass Pro Shop in the parking lot, and I got to drive the truck. Like, man, Bass Pro Shop is the best. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen people walk in there falconry. You know, when people take like birds of prey and they use them to hunt, there was a dude in there with a falcon in the shopping cart. It was in the nest. It was a baby. And he was walking around with it. He was like, he's getting it acclimated because it's going to be out and around people and things like that. Bro, I've seen kids walk into Bass Pro Shop to get their rifles fixed. Hear me when I say this is not a BB gun. This thing shoots real bullets, and the child was less than 10. And he knew every single thing about his weapon. Oh my gosh. Things like that, bro. It really opened my eyes to living in the South and loving the South, working at Bass Pro Shop. I fell in love with the South just working there, bro. I'm telling you, bro. If you've never been, you have to go. Go check it out. And for those of you who's like, bro, what is he talking about? Just Google Bass Pro Shop at Sugarloaf Mills Mall. That was the one I used to work at. It's still there. It's never going to go anywhere. And if you're close and you can check it out, go do so, man. Oh, man, this was so good. I was waiting this whole time. I was like, bro, I can't wait to tell you guys everything I remember about Bass Pro Shop. And the Fat Electrician, he nailed it. He basically gave like the best history report on Bass Pro Shop. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for this one. This was really good. And a freaking subscriber suggested this video. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do that right now. You know exactly who you are. Now, get back to having a good day, bro. I feel good now.